Dale digs down under.
I'm digging down under me shed. How you all going, guys? I'm doing pretty well myself. I've been taking a bit of dirt out of here. I've got that face there nice and flat, all through that area and down there. I've got to chip away this bit here at the bottom. But my main goal this evening is to try and take out this chunk here. I'd like to be able to brace that bit up and get some pins driven in and just make sure that that's going to be stabilised. The last bit I'll take out will be the chunk in the corner there. Let's get hammering, eh? I don't think those buckets are doing a great deal. The bloody old lot's just falling in there, isn't it? And in my bloody Crocs. Yep, that's looking bloody lovely. I've had some people comment saying that I should stop digging and start concreting, but I can't really concrete without doing more digging. It's a bit of a paradox, that one, isn't it? So put in the 300 thick block wall that I want to run along here. I have to dig this face back, and then I'm going to rely on this pinning technique that I've got going. And that's just going to be sacrificial. That's going to stay in the wall when I backfill it. And after the block work's in, put a waterproof membrane on the back of it. And then after I've got the waterproof membrane there, I'll be putting a bit of that core flue stuff, the same thing real estate signs are made out of. Put that against the back of it to make sure that it keeps its integrity. And then I'm going to backfill behind the wall with another layer of solid concrete. So it'll be 300 fit Bessa block with dual 16mm end bar in it, horizontal and vertical, and then I'll have solid concrete in behind that wall. So why I'm planning on doing the solid concrete behind it, so I want to fill up the void between the wall and the dirt face with hopefully reasonably waterproof impenetrable concrete rather than like a drainage gravel or something like that, because the drainage gravel, that's just going to let water flow in and then pool at the bottom in the cavity. And if I've got water pooling in the bottom of the cavity against the wall and not just being forced around in the clay down and under and around the face, that's going to more than likely end up with water ingress into the bloody bunker space. So in the future, I do not want to have a sump. I don't want to rely on any electricity to keep my head above water when I'm down in here. Alright, oh, there goes another bucket handle. Yeah, 4 bloody things. I don't want to be reliant on something like that because, you know, power goes out, shit hits the fan. You don't want to be putting in all this effort to have it become a water tank. That would be devastating. You know, the last couple of weeks, I've been watching the price of gold and silver really get a move on. Over here in Australia, gold's nearly worth $6,000 an ounce. And I've been watching it for a while now. I like watching that type of thing. And I remember laying down on the couch about 4 months ago, maybe 5 months ago, just watching gold price tick over to $5,000 an ounce. And to me, that was mind-boggling. I'm like, it was kind of a historic moment seeing gold reach $5,000 an ounce. I'm now realising that it's probably only going to be a week or so and it's going to be $6,000 an ounce. I remember back in the day you could buy an ounce for less than the price of an ounce. It's quite extraordinary how much money we've actually printed. And that saying, printed, it's kind of a misnomer, isn't it? How much debt we've created. That's what we've really done. We haven't created anything except for IOUs. Watching the price of gold is really watching the barometer for chaos in the world. You know, when there's peace, precious metals, they don't do a great deal. No one's really moving money into safe havens like commodities. They're all just hanging out in the stock market or yeah, bloody buying Bitcoin and fake crap like that. You know, the old Bitcoin, it spins me out. How can something that creates no value, can't be touched, no one has any real use for it, be worth as much as it's worth? That's almost worth, I think it was like 180 something thousand Australian dollars just last time when I looked at it. I think it's just hit a high of 125,000 US. And yeah, I see that one as a way of moving money across borders. But everything's KYC'd, so there's not a government on the bloody earth that doesn't know who's using it, what they're doing with it. It's a weird one, that one. People have kind of been suckered into it. This Satoshi Nakamoto, some Japanese name that's made up. The guy that created the original white paper. If you translated it, it comes out as central point of intelligence, or I think she's a psyop. Like Taylor Swift. You know, I don't really have anywhere I'm going with what I'm talking about in this one. I'm just having a bit of a dig. Getting some dirt out here and having a chat with you guys. I'd love to know what you think about what I think in the comments. Make sure you chuck something down there so we can have a chat about it. And it's quite interesting to see what you guys think, but I do know that even like myself, I'm a bit worried about commenting sometimes. Because back in Mao Zedong's time, back in China, they convinced everyone to speak out against what the government was doing, and they promoted people to say what they think. And then they weaponized it against the citizens. They went after all the dissidents. They used it as a psyop themselves. And back in the beginning of Elon Musk's rise, I was fooled into having faith in that bloke. I thought he could be different. But now I've changed my mind, and I think that his whole X thing with his supporting free speech and all this type of BS, I'm kind of picturing it as a modern day Mao Zedong. Get everyone to say what they think and then crush them. And yeah, I'm a silly old bastard for being on here and saying what I think. But may as well, eh? What does it matter? When I watch videos of these talking heads that I kind of relate to, gives you a little bit of comfort. Kind of shows you that you're not the only insane crackpot on the bloody internet talking conspiracy theory shit. And at the end of the day, I figure it's a pretty boring thing just watching me dig dirt out of here, and that's all I got to do at the moment, so that's getting there. Gotta just swap spots with yous. I need a bit of access from over this way. Beauty. I'll put his back over there, eh? Well, I seem to have skipped ahead a little bit here, but I've got all of this flushed up. I've got some boards on the wall, and I've got some mesh hung. I have run out of ability to ram these rods home. I'm going to have to come up with another way of doing it because I've been hitting it with a hammer and hitting it with my little jackhammer, and that's as far as I could get those ones in. They've hit a really hard rock shelf. I think that shelf there with all the little stones in it is coming uphill. I think I've rammed into that. But what I'm going to quickly do now is rip out my can of spray foam and put a little bit of a daub in behind all of those bits, behind the timber, because we got some rain falling, and I've got to get all these buckets of dirt out of here. So I'm going to get stuck into that, and that'll pretty much finish this one off. I'll let you know what I come up with these. I think I need a lot bigger jackhammer. Alright, I'll see you soon, and remember, small knocks break bloody big rocks. I know you're all probably enjoying watching the foam grow, but I've only got these 3 buckets left now.